Hello, everyone in the YouTube world, and welcome to BHT Studios. This is my third live in 2 days because I'm just testing out everything from lighting to audio to setup. I don't have a I am planning to set up the OBS app where I can control different features, and I mentioned this last night. And in fact, if any of you guys that joined last night, let me know if compared to last night's setup and today's setup, which you prefer. Yesterday's setup was I had my desk my desk is here, but it was behind me. So the angle is what I've been doing a lot of my Instagram live on. This one is just more of a plain background. I got rid of everything that's behind so you don't see anything. And as well, I changed the lighting a little bit. I'm using the ring light that was in the background. I'm using the ring light. Actually, I'll even turn on my little LCD light as well, my little panel light. Maybe it's a little bit too bright. I'll drop that a little bit here. So I've changed the lighting a little bit, darkened the background a bit, and obviously I'm dressed a little bit different. But let me know, hey, how's it going? Oh, from Italy. You were on yesterday, weren't you? And Vanessa from Toronto, coming in from Toronto. It's 6 p.m. in Toronto. Welcome to BHT Live. And Simon, how's it going? Hello, Simon. Where are you coming in from? But this is my third test. I do want to make live as a weekly feature of my YouTube channel, but I'm just playing around. And instead of like doing a private live with my friends and my colleagues, I thought, why don't I just experiment like real live with you guys? And then that way I can get, Simon, you're coming in from Myanmar. Very good. Well, welcome. I've got friends from, well, I guess it depends if you say Myanmar or Burma, depending on when you were born. But welcome. Very beautiful country that I've seen from pictures, and I would love to visit at some point. I was in Thailand 2 years ago. Man, I think it's actually been 3 years ago. And so we kind of flew over Myanmar from Hong Kong, but I would definitely love to stop by and visit some of the beautiful countryside, but as well as some of the archaeological sort of, what do you call it? The man-made wonders, like your temple, the statues, and things like that. Very wonderful sort of architecture, and the people are beautiful, and I'm sure your food is amazing as well. So I'd love to do a tour from Scotland. Got someone from Scotland. How's it going? David Rowan, welcome from Scotland. And Adriana from Miami, welcome to BHT Studios from Miami. Again, as I'm saying, if you're just joining now, new, I'm just testing out my system. I'm testing out the lighting. I'm testing out just my basic setup. I do want to get the OBS software. I do have it loaded in, but I haven't played with it yet, where I'll have different camera setups. So this is just like my main camera in front of me, and then maybe set up an overhead camera, and then also have a screen sharing option. I wish YouTube Studio would have it already set up that you can kind of switch, but you need to use a third-party app like OBS. And then that way I can do different switching, as well as if I have guests on, then I can also have them on, and I could be switching. And then when I do screen sharing, I could put myself into the lower corner or something like that. But you guys have seen really slick YouTube live peoples, right? And they do, like Gerald Undone does an awesome job doing his live shows. And so I don't need to be up at that level, but I do want to at least be competent in doing live. And so, and one of the things is I'm looking down because that's where my screen is. So I do want to lift up my laptop a little bit higher, and as well, the comment section, have it maybe up here somewhere, right? Have like another monitor with just your comments. So I'll be looking at the comments like this instead of looking down. In fact, I could even probably set it up on my iPad, right? See, this is where I'm still new at this, but I appreciate you guys. You guys have been really nice. This is my third live, and You guys have been very understanding, so thank you very much. Hey, Sean, how's it going? All systems looking good. Light and sound already coming across perfectly. Awesome. Thank you, Stephen Butler. Yeah, I'm just using the Rode Video Micro that's connected directly to the XT4. And then from the XT4, I'm using a video capture card, and it's HDMI out. And then the video capture card turns the HDMI into a USB input. So my laptop sees it as just as a USB webcam, which is fantastic because, you know, using a proper camera like the XT4 and then the XF23 F2, I'm at f2.2, I think. So I'm getting shallow depth of field. You're not getting that weird ultra wide look. And that's one of the differences from yesterday as well. My yesterday's live, I was using this lens here, the XF 16 to 80, which is still good. And I still might use it because I can go from ultra wide 16 and then zoom out. Well, you don't want me to zoom out to 80, right? Because that'll be just like on one of my eyeballs. But I was using this lens for the live. But I thought I would maybe play with shallow depth of field, getting that Tote for the background to see if this is good or not. And so that's one of the big differences from yesterday. Ray Christopher, Take in full effect. Yeah, am I too close? Maybe should I back off a little bit? It's a little cold in my studio. My studio is ground level, and so I'm wearing a wool sweater. I'm wearing thermal ultralight down, and I'm wearing heat tech, like a thermal wear underneath, just so I can stay warm. P.S. from the UK, Stephen Butler definitely sounds like a UK name. So I'll be visiting so like many of us, we've pretty much stopped traveling, right? And you guys know I'm typically traveling 4 to 5 times a year, which isn't a lot for a YouTuber or travel photographer. Like 4 or 5 times is just okay, but that's enough for a small brand like me. And the last time I traveled was back in January and February. I was in Hong Kong, and then since then came back, locked down, and staying put here in Vancouver. But the first place I'm going to visit once I can visit, meaning once the vaccines are out, or if we can travel even before vaccines are out, is probably going to be the UK. So keep an eye. I've already spread the word, sort of like a soft launch, if I can call it that, like the people that I know in the UK, and said, hey guys, I'm probably going to be coming to the UK soon-ish. Let's work on some projects. So I will be in London, but it depends on when I will be allowed to go to London. All right. So, and then from there, I know some people are flying in from Europe so that they can come in and hang out with me in the UK. And so I look forward to visiting you guys over there. Hey, Ricky, how's it going? Many people use the camera too low and too close to the face. You can see all the skin imperfections. Yeah, hopefully I'm not too close. And when I do zoom, I don't even, some people use that flattery feature, whatever that is, like it smoothens the skin. No need for me to do that, right? I mean, just let me be as I am. So hopefully this isn't too close. I can go a little bit wider. I'm getting close because I'm trying to read although you know what? I can move my table further back. There you go. I can move the table further back and keep this distance from the camera. Let me see here. OBS gets the job done just fine. Yeah, I want to use OBS and get a really simple switcher. Nothing too fancy, but instead of using the software to be switching, I love to just kind of have a little switcher so I don't have to look and go like A cam, B cam, C cam, right? Or like A cam and then overhead cam, B cam, and then C will be screen share. Because I think with live, I would love to show you some of my workflow. Like I get a lot of people asking me how I post-process my anamorphic images. Like how do I de-squeeze? How does all that work? And so instead of making a YouTube video, like a static video, like a non-live version, I'd rather just say, hey, next Friday, the theme of my live show will be anamorphic images, how to de-squeeze images using Photoshop or whatever app, and then have an agenda at least, and then be able to do it live. Because that way, if I can see some questions saying, "Wait a second, you skipped over a step" or something like that, then I can quickly answer that. So that's one of the reasons why I want to do live, and as well as like unboxings and new gear that I have, instead of creating a dedicated video, which takes time to set up and redo. If I just do it live like this, it's a lot easier, right? Like right now, 1 second. This is a brand called Tap and Die. I'm not sure if you guys seen them. Awesome brand. He made me this really cool. I know a lot of guys don't like totes. I like totes. I mean, look at that, right? It does come with a strap. So if you don't want to be all toady, he does create a strap, which he said you can also convert into a neck strap. So you just attach this on here like this. And it's all brass or copper hardware, and then you can just carry it like this instead, right? So like I used to deliver the newspaper when I was in high school, so like a paper carrier kind of a bag like this. What do you guys think? But I do like the tote feature. I do like being able to kind of have it underneath my arm when I go out for lunch or when I do some quick chores. Just having my DOP kit in here and stuff like that. And so like this is the kind of thing I would love to do live, right? And this is a nice waxed canvas as well. So beautiful bag. I'm going to be reviewing it. I'm going to be taking photos of it. I'm going to include it into my ecosystem and then compare it with my other bags that I have that's in the closet in behind me. But that's the kind of stuff I would love to do live. Let me see here. Excited to have you in UK soon. Yeah, I can't wait to go there as well. I'm pretty excited. I mean, I should have been there right now, except for the whole COVID thing just went nuts everywhere, not just in the UK, but in Canada. We're this close to lockdown right now, like much like in March. But I think people recognize the economic impact of making everyone shut down, meaning hair salons and places like that. So they're trying to keep the businesses open because that's also a lifeline for a lot of people. And they're trying to keep schools open, but a lot of the schools have had outbreaks, and they've been shutting down schools as well. So let's see what happens. And I know UK is not doing so well as well. South of us in the US it's gotten really bad, and we've had the border closed there since March. And so I miss my friends down in the US as well. So I would love to make my way to the UK. I would be there right now. My plan was to be there in mid-November. That was the plan, but it just didn't work out. Louis, you're new to the GR2 and coming from the A6000. GR3 was over my budget. The GR2 is fine. I have my GR, like my original GR, the APS-C version, and I have the previous one, which is a GRD4, which used the smaller 1/1.7 or 1/1.65 sensor, the tiny sensor, and it was a CCD sensor. Great camera as well. It's only 12 megapixel, I think. And then the original GR APS-C was 16 megapixel, which is still good enough for most people. And the GR3 is awesome. I do really like it, but I won't buy it anytime soon. Hey, Francisco Silva, you're definitely from Portugal. How's it going? From Lisbon. I grew up in East Vancouver, and in East Van, it was all immigrants. I always like to say, like, anyone that was white, they weren't white, meaning they were Italian, Portuguese, Greeks, meaning that even like my family, my mom didn't speak English, right? And many of my Portuguese, Italian, Greek friends is the same thing. Like they were immigrants like me, where their parents couldn't speak English or barely speak English too. So pretty much we were of all kind of ethnic groups, and the Portuguese were very prevalent in my area, like right next to us, actually were the De Silvas, right? So Silva, I know Silva de Silva, very common Portuguese last name. And a lot of them were from the one, like my best friend in high school, he came from Angola, but their families from the Azores, from the small little island. So I'm very familiar with Portuguese food and the Portuguese culture and the Portuguese history. So welcome from Lisbon. And again, I would love to visit Portugal one day. Where can I buy that bag? Yeah, it's from his brand is called Tap and Dye. So TAP and then Dye DYE. Tap and Dye. It's a beautiful bag, really really well made, super simple. He has one little spot for like putting your iPad or your laptop, but it's not padded, right? It's basically like the old school kind of like what Filson brand is like, where it's like the old pioneer days where there's nothing fancy about this. You want to have it padded, you buy your own padded case. And I have a nice leather case for my iPad, so I would put that in here. But when I go home for lunch, or when I just want to do a quick chore, I will literally just grab my here. I have like my DOP kit like this. This is my chrome DOP kit. I put my DOP kit in here. I put my water bottle in here, and then maybe like my notebook. Put my notebook, and then drop in my iPad, and then like this, and then just go home like that. It's just kind of how I carry it. So Tap and Dye, he sent me that as well as some really nice camera straps. Maybe I'll show you guys that as well. I made a really nice one here for my X Pro 3. It's really nice leather here. And I do like how it attaches directly on through the ring. And then it's thin all the way through except for the neck strap part. And then this is his logo there, if you can see that. That's the Tap and Dye logo. And then like that, right? It's a good length. I don't mind if it's a little bit higher. I do like the shorter strap, but this is still short enough that I can put it this way like that. So, have this like this, go home, have this under my arm, and then have my camera like this, right? Anyways, and this is kind of how I wanted to do my live. I wanted to do my live like this, right? Where I can, this is another thing too. These are made by a brand called Zaid Made. And he makes these in different sizes and different specs. But see, you can see Zaid there. This is a battery holder for Fujifilm, but he makes them for Sony's, and you can also put memory cards in here as well. So this is for the X-T4, holds 2 batteries here, and he might make a triple battery case as well. And then this here is for the older NPW126S batteries for Fujifilm, and the front holds 2 SD cards. And so these 2 here. So this is by a brand again here. It's made by Zaid right there. Zaid, and you can find him on Instagram. But he has his own website as well. But look how beautiful these things are. And he also made this watch strap as well. He made this strap for me. And the thing I like about these straps, and maybe you guys, I've been out of the watch game for a while, but he actually has these little pins, so you can just remove the strap by using your fingers. You don't need to use the little watch tool. See that? There's a little pin release there. So look at that. And so this is also a Zaid made strap. And so I'm getting these really cool things sent from these smaller brands. And I love working with smaller brands instead of working with the larger ones. And I love featuring their products. And so Zaid Made and Tap and Dye. All right. Now I just try to catch up to my comments here. We're going back to lockdown for 28 days. Vanessa, where are you from, Vanessa? I'm not sure if you had mentioned that. I know that's in the UK. Because I heard about that. I heard about you guys going into lockdown. Oh, Punk. Sorry, Rachmaninoff, Punk. Is your last name actually Rachmaninoff? Because I love when Camera Girl plays his music. You didn't answer your question. Sorry about that. Do you think the X100 underscore, meaning any of the series, will have IBIS? They would have to do some serious. Okay, so I'll just 1 second. I wish I still had the XS100. I'll tell you the problem with IBIS in the X100 series. And if you watch The Angry Photographer, he talks about it. It has to do with the battery. So see how close the battery section is to this section here. Now the IBIS mech takes up quite a bit of space, not just this way, but this way. And the reason why the new XS10, the battery goes this way is it was to make more room for the IBIS mech this way, right? Now, this is way too close. The only way to make the IBIS mech in its current state to work is to make the battery go this way. And if they do that, it's gonna make a big hand grip in the, let me see here, it makes it big, it's too bright, I guess. It makes the X100 too big this way. So in the current state that it's in right now, Fujifilm can't do it. This is an APS-C size sensor. It's not the same, it's not like 35 mil, but it's still considered a large-ish sensor size. And in this current shape and design, IBIS will not fit unless Fujifilm can shrink it that much more and